Maybe you built a capable life and still want work that feels more creative, personal, or alive. After 40, a new chapter is possible. The real question is whether this craft fits the life you already built. Whether you're leading a polished career or returning after years of caregiving, cosmetology can look like a bright second act. Creative work, visible results, and conversations in the chair. But it is more than the reveal. In Illinois, it means regulated training, an exam, sanitation, scheduling, standing, and steady client service while life keeps moving. So, before anyone quits accounting on Tuesday and buys salon scissors on Wednesday, we'll try on the real job and decide whether to build toward it, test longer, or choose another change. What do you hope this change will give you? Maybe creativity you can see, conversations that feel human, movement after years at a desk, a fresh learning curve, more control, or proof that your next chapter can surprise you. Name the result before you name the career. A real need for change does not automatically make cosmetology the right vehicle. The test is whether the complete job, not only the color, the mirror, and the reveal, can offer enough of what you want without damaging what your life needs to protect. Starting after 40 does not mean starting from zero. Listening, planning, reliability, professionalism, sales judgment, leadership, and caring for people may help. They do not replace technique, credentials, speed, or client building. You are allowed to be new without declaring the old chapter a mistake. Age is neither a disqualification nor a shortcut. Actual tasks, support, household capacity, and willingness to practice matter more than the birthday on the calendar. So try one honest question. Would you still want the ordinary Tuesday when there is no reveal shot? Behind a polished result is a full service cycle. There may be consultation, preparation, technical work, cleaning and disinfection, payment, scheduling, records, promotion or sales, and more learning as techniques and products change. The mix varies by setting. Would you want to perform that whole cycle consistently, not only the part that makes a good montage? Creativity can be real here. So can repetition, correction, cleanup, and responsibility for another person's experience. Add visible craft and human connection to what you may gain. Add the full service role to what it may cost. Meaning and fulfillment begin at mixed, because the daily process, not the job title, has to answer your motive. For the Illinois examination route, the current path includes 1,500 clock hours at a licensed cosmetology school approved by the Illinois department, an official transcript showing graduation, and a passing licensing examination. For original license applications filed on or after January 1st, 2026, IDFPR also requires proof of an approved abnormal skin growth education course. Requirements can change, so check the current qualifications page before enrolling and again before applying. 1,500 hours is not a weekend reinvention. Calendar length depends on the program, attendance, course availability, and the rest of your life. Can the learning plan fit work, care, commute, recovery, and the household calendar without relying on perfect weeks? Add regulated entry and substantial beginner learning to the cons board. Time to transition is demanding. Chicago gives you approved school routes to investigate. A state roster is an approval cross-check, not a recommendation, ranking, or proof of fit. Give every school the same written questions. What is the current total cost, and what is extra? When are classes and clinics? What are the attendance, refund, completion, licensure, support, and withdrawal terms? Use the same definition so the brochure does not outrun the fine print. The spreadsheet gets a cameo, not a speaking role. We are finding written terms that survive your real calendar and household. Investment and household exposure stay demanding until those terms and your inputs are visible. The work can include standing, repeated hand movement, close contact, time pressure, and evenings or weekends. Products and ventilation can matter too, depending on the service and setting. That is not a prediction about your body or week. Examine the real tasks, support, recovery, and environment. Can this setting fit a demanding week, not just the best shift? Lifestyle and physical fit remain unknown until you have lawful exposure and individual information. Separate what you bring from what you must build. Communication, patience, planning, reliability, care, and professionalism may transfer. Technical practice, sanitation standards, pace, the exam, and a client base have to be learned or verified. Can you honor your experience and remain teachable? Add mature strengths transfer to the pros board. Transferable experience is favorable, with a real gap plan, not a shortcut. The first possibility is visible craft. You can study a technique, practice it, correct it, and see a result. If your current work feels abstract, that connection between effort and outcome may feel alive. But the reveal is one slice of the process. Progress depends on repetition, sanitation, preparation, correction, continuing learning, and solid work when the camera is nowhere nearby. Would getting better still matter when the result is not picture-ready? If yes, the craft may answer a real motive. If only the reveal feels exciting, the dream may describe an image more than a workday. Keep visible craft on the pros board. Keep regulated learning and the full service role on the cons board. Meaning stays mixed until the practice earns your interest. The second possibility is human connection. Consultation and close client contact can make work immediate and personal. Listening well, remembering preferences, and helping someone feel cared for may matter if you want more human texture. Connection arrives through professional service. There can be unclear requests, schedule changes, complaints, payment questions, boundaries, and moments when warmth must coexist with correction. A friendly chair is still a workplace. Do you want the whole client relationship, including difficult moments, not a promise of friendship or rescue? If attentive service fits your motive, add direct human connection to the pros board. Pair it with client responsibility. The profession may create meaningful moments. It cannot guarantee belonging, confidence, or fulfillment. Meaning remains mixed, and the full service role stays visible. A fresh learning curve can be energizing. You can become competent at something tangible, meet yourself outside an old title, and choose a second act identity. The matching demand is beginner status. You may receive correction from someone younger. Your hands may know less than your resume, and a task may take longer than your pride prefers. That is the honest shape of learning. Can you be proud of what you bring and still be taught? Communication, planning, patience, and care help. They do not skip the hours, exam, repetition, or client development. Add fresh learning and a chosen identity to the pros board. Keep substantial beginner learning on the cons board. Time remains demanding. Transferability stays favorable because strengths can travel without pretending to be credentials. Over time, cosmetology may offer employee roles and independent or owner paths. That variety can create choices about structure, clients, schedule, and responsibility. But independent does not mean obligation-free. Clients, expenses, taxes, scheduling, promotion, unpaid administration, classification roles, and longer days may arrive with control. A contract label also does not settle every legal or tax question. The facts matter. Which choices do you want, and which duties come with them? If you want work but not client building or administration, an employee setting may fit. If you want autonomy, test whether you want the machinery supporting it. Add work model choice to the pros board and obligations to the cons board. Independence and control are mixed until a verified arrangement gives enough of the control you value. A licensed path can lead to paid work, but this episode does not have reliable evidence for typical Chicago beginner pay, hours, benefits, tips, client building time, or progression. County percentiles mix experience levels, and self-employed income is not employee wages. Do not invent a reassuring paycheck. Ask for current written terms, then place them beside your household. Income needs, benefits, care, transport, school time, recovery, reserves, and stop conditions. Your first client should not be your retirement account. Tuition may be only one part of the transition. Lost income, replaced benefits, commuting, care, tools, and schedule strain can matter more than brochure price. Does the plan work without optimistic pay or hidden subsidy? Add reversible discovery to the pros board. Add unknown beginner economics and transition exposure to the cons board. Income stays unknown. Household exposure is demanding. Reversibility is mixed and improves when commitment rises only after evidence does. This path can fit 4 viewers differently. Make the change is defensible when you want the complete work after exposure. An Illinois route is verified. The household case works, and task, schedule, support, and recovery fit. Build toward it fits when the work feels right but a named gap, savings, schedule, support, commute, readiness, or better evidence needs a checkpoint. Test it first fits when you know the image better than the job, or a lower commitment test can answer the largest unknown. Not this change is honest when the service role misses your motive. The plan survives only through optimism, or another path fits better. These are fit conditions, not courage rankings. Under the right conditions, cosmetology may provide visible craft, human contact, fresh technical learning, a different rhythm, a chosen second act identity, and work-setting choice over time. Mature strengths may find a new place to work. It cannot cure burnout, loneliness, anxiety, grief, relationship strain, or lost identity. It cannot guarantee income replacement, hours, benefits, clients, control, physical fit, or fulfillment. Your desire for more creative, personal, or alive work may be real, even if cosmetology is the wrong vehicle. Does the daily work express that value, or is the title being asked to solve what no occupation can promise to fix? Here is the final change board. Meaning, mixed. Control, mixed. Income, unknown. Time, demanding. Household exposure, demanding. Lifestyle and physical fit, unknown. Transferable experience, favorable. Reversibility, mixed. Unknown does not mean bad, safe, or zero. It means you still need evidence. There is no total score, and one bright strength cannot cancel an exposure your life cannot carry. The broad direction is build toward it. The first milestone is test it first. Testing is movement. Strong evidence can lead toward make. A closable gap keeps you building. A mismatch can point toward another change without invalidating your need for change. Before quitting or enrolling, complete a second act try-on. Name 3 things the change should create and 3 it must not damage. See the job through interviews or permitted observation. Try the environment lawfully with tours, information sessions, mannequin or non-service ergonomic exercises, and a commute and schedule rehearsal. Compare 3 Illinois-approved Chicago routes using the same questions. Add your real household inputs. Then choose, make, build, test again, or not this change. The dream deserves a fitting room, not a cliff. Earn evidence before your life carries the full change. What change are you considering and why? Tell me in the comments. Next, we'll test leaving a demanding career for work as a barista, and whether simpler work creates a simpler life. Subscribe to explore that change honestly. Life doesn't end at 40. Sometimes, that's when it begins again.